Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we could do a really fun and very on-trend DIY at the moment with some travertine stones. So if you are not familiar with exactly what that is, you have probably seen it absolutely everywhere at the moment, and it is very on-trend, if you will. So travertine stone is kind of like a beigey color stone. There are some brands which are very, very well known, like Gold, and they do pieces like this table or some other kind of little jewelry stands and decor accessories and things like that that are real statement pieces for around your home. And particularly if you're looking to kind of style up a little bit of a leftover space or a shelf or something, it can be a really, really beautiful addition to your home decor. But the negative thing about this product is it can be seriously expensive. So some of the places that do these really beautiful little travertine jewelry dishes or stands or whatever it is that they are very, very expensive because the stone itself is quite dear, but also the processes they kind of go through to create it, and also the shipping if you're buying anything online is going to cost you an absolute fortune because it's really heavy. So I want to show you guys a really quick and easy DIY that you can do at home to create your own travertine DIY pieces for a fraction of the price. So first thing you're going to need is a hammer. So that's a little bit of fun, but basically you just need a hammer because you're going to be smashing up the stone yourself. So any kind of hammer will do. And the other thing is I grabbed 2 packets of these little dots. These were literally only $1 each. So these are going to act as the feet for underneath your little stone pieces. So that's just to kind of protect any of the surfaces you put them on, and also so they just sit up really nicely. So that's really, really quick and easy. The other thing you will need to grab is a towel, because that's what I'm going to wrap the stone tile in. And then you need the piece of travertine itself. So the tile that I got is roughly about 600 by 900 millimeters. So 60 by 90 centimeters, quite a decent slab of stone, and for one single tile it was $18. I think I might end up laying that out across a couple of towels and popping it on the floor just so we don't kind of damage either surface. But basically you can just kind of pop it into any type of pieces that you want. You can create some large ones for a bigger shelf or some small ones that you can kind of stack up on top of each other. But the best thing about this is the way that you smash it is kind of dependent on where the hammer falls, but it's going to create some really individual pieces. So let's get straight into it, and then we can style it up, because I have some beautiful sculptural candles that I've gotten, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm so into those really amazing candles that are almost too pretty to burn at the moment. So I'll be styling it up with a ton of those as well and telling you where you can get your hands on it. Milky has been wanting to help. He's been sitting here watching me intently the entire time, but unfortunately I think he might get a little bit scared when I use the hammer, won't you, bub? So I'm gonna have to close the door and pop him in my bedroom so he doesn't freak out, but he's a very, very sweet little kitty. He just wants to be involved in everything. This is what the piece of travertine stone looks like. My little assistant is inspecting it for us and making sure it's up to scratch. But basically it is just an absolutely beautiful beigey piece of stone. It's quite cold to the touch because it is a very thick piece. These are about 40 mil thick, and I'm not even going to attempt to lift that with one hand because it's extremely heavy. Do you like it, Milky? So I really love these because there are a ton of like little holes and imperfections and things in it, and I just think it's going to look incredibly beautiful as a lovely stacking item for my shelves. This is the area that I want to restyle. It's just next to my entryway, and it is an old Kmart ladder shelf, and basically it used to be a really beautifully styled up thing, but at the moment it's kind of just overly cluttered with a bunch of decor that doesn't really match anything in particular. So this is one of my exceptional little sculptural candles I was telling you about. These are from Luce's Candles, and that's kind of what I'm thinking of styling up the shelf with. So I'm gonna use the travertine on this just to really kind of accentuate a ton of little pieces of decor and kind of make it look a lot more cohesive. So this is what we're starting with, and I'm hoping the end product will be a lot more aesthetic and beautiful. So you'll notice that I put the fancy side down and I hit onto the back of the paver, and that's just to make sure that we don't get any marks on the beautiful display kind of side of the tile. So as you can see, just by hitting it pretty hard with the hammer, I now have a ton of different shapes. So let's flip some of them over and see what we've got. So now there are a bunch of different sizes to work with for styling things up. Now that we are done with getting a bunch of different pieces of the stone, I'm going to declutter this entire shelf ladder here, and then we can restyle it using the stone, some candles, and any other pieces of decor that will match in with the scheme. I want to show you some of the Luce's sculptural candle collection. So they all come in these beautiful little calico bags for protecting them, and there are a ton of different designs in the range. So I will pop the names on the screen and they'll be all listed in the description box down below. You can shop them all online and they are delivered Australia-wide. So this is just my absolute favorite, this gorgeous fan looking candle, and I think that will be a really incredible feature. This is another one which is a gorgeous kind of conical looking one, and it has a really interesting pattern that goes through the ribbing, and all of these just smell divine. The next one is this simple little bowl candle, and I think it's really great to kind of mix and match. So some of them are larger, some have patterns, and some really are just very understated and speak for themselves. The last one is incredible. It's this large flower kind of looking one, and this is just a real statement piece. It has 4 wicks in it in total, and it's really, really beautiful, quite heavy, and a real statement piece. So I've got those 4 candles to work with, as well as some of my existing decor and the stone. Now the benefit of using those little dots, you'll see, is it provides a really beautiful shadow line under the pieces of stone. So if you just had them sitting flush on top of each other, which I do have another example just down on this bottom shelf, I don't feel like it quite has the same effect, but if you kind of give them that separation, I think it really just enhances the overall look of the stacked stone. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this one because I love hacks where it's a really quick and easy DIY and it's getting you a beautiful piece of home decor for a tiny fraction of the price that it would have cost if you had to buy that out in a store. And I think that is the best part of DIYs. It's individual to you, it makes your home beautiful, and it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.